Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my first impressions video of Destiny 2 Season of the Splicer Day 1. It is currently Day 2 technically, but we haven't hit reset yet. So we're still in Day 1. It's a little bit early in the morning for me, but I'm going to try to make it through this video one shot here. We're going to talk about a few different things that are new that I've come across so far and what my thoughts are about it. So without further ado, let's get hop right to it. Okay, so Season of the Splicer, the new season for Destiny 2, right? We enter the season finding out about Mithrax and the entirety of the rest of his race that are now becoming refugees, looking for a place to call solace. And they have come towards the Vanguard is now opening their arms and allowing them to come in. Story wise, I'm digging so far what they're putting down with this season. Just coming into the intro quest of the season, you are hit with so much lore and just a little space with Mithrax, his daughter, and the rest of the refugee camp. It's just amazing so far. I can't wait to see what else they pull out their behinds, so to speak, from Bungie and as far as lore goes, right? Now, when it comes to the other aspects of the season, it's a little bit lacking, and I mostly say this because of the seasonal activity and the gameplay loop for this season. Okay, so for the seasonal activity, or for this season, the activity is for us to go in an activity called the Override, right? We're going in to stop the Vex from to stop the Vex because they put the city and everything in a perpetual night, or an endless night, whatever they said in the trailer and on the website. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I want to talk about the seasonal activity and the gameplay loop. So my thoughts here are that this current activity, it's pretty decent. I like it. The gist of it is really you load in and there is basically a bank or a conflux, however you want to call it, and you have to kill enemies so that they can drop motes. You collect the motes, you deposit them into the conflux, and you have to then stop it from activating the security protocol by shooting the oracles in a set sequence. Once you do this, you jump up to the top, you hack it, and then rinse and repeat. Once you do this at least 3 times, I believe, you will have access to the next area, which will run through a portal, and you have to make it to the end in order to get to the section that lets you into the boss area, and you will carry on. Oh, also in the middle of this, a small portal will open up so you can go in, kill a bunch of enemies, and like a bigger major enemy that will drop a ball orb that you come back out. It basically it drops more motes. It's in one condensed area. Does this remind you of anything? Season of the Arrivals, basically, where they would drop the ball, you take the ball and you can deposit it into the center. It's basically like double the cost of the motes that are dropping on the ground from the enemies outside in the normal area, right? Once you do this, you go to the final area and you're able to fight the boss. Pretty much the same concept. You kill enemies, they drop the ball, you dunk them into the conflux, and then you can do DPS to the boss. I don't mind this activity. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's not hard to understand. Even when playing with the randoms on day 1, seemed pretty simple, pretty easy. Everybody understood. Pretty much just kill everything, pick up motes, deposit. No one seemed like they weren't doing anything. You tell me, depending off the gameplay video, that the footage that's going to be shown on screen, almost the entirety of this video. But yeah, I didn't find anything wrong with this activity. It seems pretty simple, pretty easy, and I like it so far. We'll see how well it goes into the future as we go into different destinations. It's taken a little bit of Season of the Arrivals with the center area being the focus, and then a little piece of Season of the Dawn, how it operates when you go into transition into different areas of the map, and then a little bit of last season with how we're going to be, as we progress, we get new areas that load up on different planets. This is my understanding of what's going to be happening, even from the seasonal calendar. So I think that's pretty dope, that it's going to be going across multiple areas. It's never going to be the same map. Now, I do find a small issue because I did notice when I did it with the mission the first time, the enemies were Vex. The second time I did it, it was with Cabal. And I think 2 times after that, it was still Cabal. So I'm not sure if the seasonal mission itself is forcing Vex to be your enemies, but if that's the case, that's fine, you know, due to story and lore reasons, obviously, probably. But outside of that, I hope it stays, you know, it doesn't rotate enemies on each planet. That'd be kind of, if there's bounties to be done and it says they need you to kill a specific enemy, it kind of makes it impossible if the enemies are going to be rotating. You just don't have any control over that. That'd be my only critique about that. Other than that, activity's perfect. Let's go. What we're going to really be questioning is the gameplay loop. All right, now for the gameplay loop, it's similar to what last season's gameplay loop was like. You basically you have to do the seasonal activity in order to get charges for the hammer or gauntlet, and then once you have the charges filled, you can go and get to the chest at the end of the activity, and it will give you better loot, i.e. umbrals, so that you can go decrypt them at the prismatic caster, or level up your gauntlet at the servitor. Now, I don't think it's too focused on getting umbral engrams in this one this time, but they do tie together, because you will be getting armor and weapons that drop after the activity is completed, no matter what, but you have a chance for selecting what you want with the umbral engrams, and that's going to play a bigger part later down the line. What my gripes are with this is that last season that we had to do this, the gameplay loop was really obnoxious. And by obnoxious, I mean you had to, in order to complete this, to get umbral engrams that you wanted, you had to go play an activity that was outside of the seasonal activity, because the enemies inside did not drop the currency that you needed in order to use with the seasonal item, which is the gauntlet this season. Last season it was the hammer. All right, that loop I don't agree with. I think they can do that better, or at least make the enemies within the seasonal activity drop the currency. And yes, before you say it, I know there are bonuses on the gauntlet itself that say, hey, you'll get more materials when you kill enemies, depending on blah, blah, blah. Understandable, but let's take note that last season, that same thing occurred. Yes, you got some Cabal gold from the seasonal activity, but compared to doing just one strike, running one battleground wasn't enough to even help you get your hammer to max. And I feel like that same thing is going to happen again this season when trying to grind for those umbral engrams, charges, or whatever the case may be, the ether, I mean. Okay, I think they could have fleshed that out a little bit better and made it again so that the enemies within the seasonal activity, the thing that I want to be playing this entire season, right, would drop the currency that I would need for the season. Not just my daily routines. I'm not saying take it away from the daily rituals and the weekly rituals. No, keep it there. Make it a part of everything, though. I don't understand why the seasonal activity or seasonal currency is not being a part of the activity, or not being lucrative enough from the activity itself. That's where I'm going to harp on that. Let me know if you agree with that down below in the comment section. So far with Transmog, obviously it was an introductory piece of the season as well, and I don't really have any gripes about it, outside of the fact that there is a cap. Limiting everybody to 4 armor sets is kind of rough, but depending on who you are, it's kind of rare for anybody to even have that many pieces of armor from that many sets, unless you played since year 1 like me. I pretty much have almost every armor set in the game. That's not a flex. That is literally just me being a Destiny player at heart that just played the game even in the crappy condition of year 1. I played all throughout of that, and my original goal before collections was a thing in this game was to collect every single armor piece, every single weapon. And yes, I know the weapons all had static rolls, but I still wanted to collect them for my vault, and I almost did until they increased the vault and gave us random rolls. So it worked out for the better anyway, and it gave us a collections. So I was proud about that. With the ornaments and transmog, I think it's pretty dope that you get to do all that stuff, and they're putting the access to a lot of the armor sets that were no longer available within the world loot pool. That's a plus. On top of the fact that you can buy them from vendors as well. That's another plus. So transmog gets a thumbs up from me. The weapons for the season so far, I have obtained four weapons. I've obtained the sidearm, I've obtained the auto rifle, I've obtained the grenade launcher, and I believe I've obtained one more. I gotta go double check. I believe it was a shotgun. No, it wasn't a shotgun. It was something else. I can't quite think of it off the top of my head right now while I record this. But whatever the case may be, I've obtained a few weapons for the season. As I obtain more, I will be doing a review video of each independent weapon and its archetype whenever I get my hands on one or on a role that I like, and I will go over all the roles and perks. Yes, I am aware of all the roles and all the roles that on these weapons, the new perks that they're releasing, and all the new weapons that are coming to the season. And I think they did a fantastic job with adding all of that loot back to the loot pool, even the D1 returns. Okay, can't wait to see these guns in D2, and I can't wait to get a gun with the Firefly roll, primary kinetics with elemental damage. Let's go. Let's go. Next up, the new exotic sidearm. How do I feel about that? I think it's pretty freaking cool, man. Like, have you used it? It's basically like you're Mega Man and you're shooting a buster shot that freezes people. What's not to like? And I know all my PvP heads out there, hey, I hate that. I don't like freeze stasis and all that other nonsense. Listen, man, we get it. Y'all need some love over there too with that. And they have been adjusting stasis. I don't know if anybody has been noticing what they've been adjusting and if they like the adjustments, but to me, it's been looking pretty good. And I do dib and dab in PvP just a little bit, but this sidearm, actually pretty good. I didn't expect it to be what it is. It does shoot a little slow for my liking. It's a 260 RPM sidearm, so it's not that bad. The charge time on it isn't too bad either. I mean, you get a couple of kills with it, then you pop that thing off. And if you are in the stasis subclass and you have, you know, that ability with that aspect on where if you kill one enemy and it spreads to another and freezes that enemy, and it shatters and spreads to another enemy, it actually is pretty sick when you use this sidearm. So I highly recommend you set that up. I think it's a great addition. Can't wait to get the catalyst and see what that does. And yeah, no complaints on that. Day one rating overall, I gave it about a 7. About a 7. And then the reason I'm giving it a 7 is because of the gameplay loop mostly. That took a big chunk off of what could have been an excellent season for me to a pretty mundane, and I'm going to have to get the nerve to actually play and dig deep and do a lot more grinding for some of these weapons. Now the plus side is that last season's weapons are still available to us, so it made me realize, hey, now all that time I didn't play last season because I got tired of the gameplay loop, I get to try again this season and do it again and see if my viewpoint changes on how I have to grind for those materials. Probably won't, but we'll see. So like I said, it's a 7. The story was great, the sidearm is good, the seasonal activity is semi-okay, the gameplay loop is not that good. Transmog system is half and half because of the cap thing. Hopefully they give us more detail on that. The story, amazing. I think I said that already. And the weapons, I can't wait to get more in my hand, and also look out for some of the reviews. And that's pretty much it. And I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because this is almost 14 minutes of me recording my voice. Probably not going to be that long in the video, but I do appreciate all of you coming to check out the video and listen to my thoughts and impressions on the first day. Thank you for that. If you could do me a favor, if this video, if you enjoyed the video, click that like button down below. That does definitely help me. And also, if you want to see more content from the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you know when we upload a new video, which I'm going to try to do daily uploads this season and see if we can get that going. All right. Other than that, when I am not doing videos, I do stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. If you have any questions or you want to discuss anything about the game or anything in general, just about anything, because we talk about everything. We play a bunch of different things as well. You can do that. Just come by the stream, say what's up, say hello. Don't be a stranger. You can also lurk if you want to, and I would greatly appreciate that too. All right. I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace.